I'm on the transition team now. We are picking the 14,000 people who he is going to appoint beginning on day one to new places in the federal infrastructure. I'm getting to handpick a lot of those people. Oh, I'm going to be at the president's side, and I am going to be fighting as hard as I can to make sure that we can go back to that time when America really was the greatest country in the world, and it was the exemplary nation.
Are you? Because that position that RFK Jr. seems to think he has in the bag might be at risk, just based on some new reporting. There's an explosive new report in Mediaite that features 3 different women claiming to have had a romantic relationship with Kennedy in the last year. Just a quick reminder, he's married. And apparently the Trump camp is a little worried about this, which was the most shocking part about this story, to be honest. And I'll explain why in just a minute. Before we get to that though, here are the details of the story. So 2 sources with direct knowledge of the 3 women's accounts told Mediaite about the existence of their claims. So look, let me just get this caveat out of the way because it's important. I mean, this is hearsay, right? The women directly did not talk to Mediaite. However, Mediaite also reviewed and obtained texts from a woman who detailed an alleged relationship with Kennedy this year. I think that's a little more substantive than, someone who has direct knowledge, told Mediaite about it. And they have been sharing their experience in the wake of the RFK Jr. Olivia Nuzzi scandal, okay? So cheating allegations against RFK Jr. are not new. In fact, after the Olivia Nuzzi scandal, she was is a reporter for New York Magazine. She admitted that she had a digital relationship with RFK Jr., which is unethical considering the fact that she was covering him in this presidential race. But that story made people kind of point back to some of the unsavory things that he's done in the past as it pertains to spouses and other women. So the New York Post obtained his diaries after the 2012 death of his wife, who committed suicide. Mary Richardson was her name. Now, in his diary, Kennedy reportedly detailed the dozens of women he slept with while married. And New Republic reported on it, expanded on it last year, saying that the documents, which neither Kennedy nor his lawyer ever denied were his, total 398 pages, each with a ledger in the back, on which he listed 37 women by first name only and ranked them with numbers 1 through 10. Like a kid in high school, Kennedy used the numbers to represent how far they had gone towards sexual intercourse. One entry logged 3 women in a day. That is disgusting. I am not into that. I am repulsed by that. Go ahead, John.
But it would be immature and ridiculous enough if it had been like a 1 to 10 rating for how good it was or something. But he wants to log how far they've gone, and for some reason won't just write how far they've gone. So instead, it's scientific. He's got a scale, a 10-point scale. And I assume it's a 10-point scale because like a 3-point scale wouldn't do. You need more granular knowledge. What are the 10 points on that scale? Like I know what 10 is. I think we all know what 10 is, but
don't want to know.
What's 7? What's 4? How much better is 2 than 1? You creepy weirdo. What is going on with that scale? I want more info, and I really don't want more info at the same exact time.
Do not want more info. In the diaries, though,
What's
Kennedy.
A 5? Can you get a 5 at like a Beetlejuice play? Like
John.
I don't know.
Let's stop considering like what the numbers represent, please, like immediately. Okay. In the diaries, Kennedy reportedly described himself, get a load of this, as a victim of the women he said pursued him for sex. Encounters he described as muggings. Okay, let's pause. Remember that New York Post piece on Olivia Nuzzi and how Olivia Nuzzi allegedly was chasing RFK Jr. with nude images of herself, that he was chased by porn, that he was the real victim? Yeah, I didn't buy it then, and I certainly don't buy it now, considering these latest revelations. Okay, so he allegedly wrote that his greatest flaw was my lust demons, and that he had to avoid the company of women, you have not the strength to resist their charms.
It sounds like a fantasy story I'd write.
He's just this child.
The lust demons are coming. Fear, sorcerer, you have not the strength or constitution. What is wrong with him? I think he's insane. I think he's just literally insane.
Yeah. He's in his 70s. He's like talking about this like he's a teenager going through puberty. Like, what is wrong with you? Okay, there's more.
It's very weird.
So let's get back to the Mediaite piece, right? So I'm just giving you some background. You should get to know this side of RFK Jr. But the Mediaite piece elaborated on the relationships that Kennedy had with these new women, okay, while also clearing Nuzzy of, being the pursuer that's chasing him with porn. So this would be completely contradictory to Bobby's longstanding pattern of serial cheating. There are a number of women in the health freedom movement who thought of themselves as Bobby's only one. He's married. He's married. He's married. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean? What is wrong? Like, what's wrong with these women? Go to therapy. Okay, I'm sorry, go to therapy. Like he's not some private citizen where he can hide it. Okay, he's a public figure whose wife is an actress. Like, okay,
Feel bad for her.
Yeah, I feel horrible for her.
She seems nice, but
after talking to some of these women, I think what he does is just love bombs them. Ugh. He makes them feel important, even tells them he loves them. And so they all feel special and wanted. I want to take these women, I want to hug them, and I want to go with them to therapy, okay? Like, I want to help them. This guy is awful. Okay, so final part of this is how it's impacting the Trump camp, if that, okay? I'm very suspicious of these claims, considering the Trump camp is led by Trump, who doesn't really seem to care that much about infidelity and has not been hurt much, electorally speaking, due to his infidelity. So with that in mind, apparently the Trump camp is worried about this, especially considering Trump's own history of womanizing. They think adding more of this culture is probably not going to bode well for the Trump camp. And the recent rumors of him having an affair with Laura Loomer, which have not been confirmed, probably also kind of feed into that narrative. Trump is concerned, according to a source familiar with the matter. He's concerned that there are more women and that more affairs will come out. Right now, they are waiting to see if the news cycle will blow over, but it won't, which has Trump reconsidering Bobby's value. Oh my God, if Trump does RFK Jr. dirty, oh, it would be so good. Because remember, RFK Jr. running as a Democrat, then he's like, oh, Democrats are unfair to me, which they were, okay, to be fair. I'm gonna run as an independent now. And then he realizes that running in the third party is hurting Trump. So decides, I'm gonna drop out of the race because I don't wanna hurt Trump. And I'm looking for a cabinet position. And now he might not get a cabinet position. And by the way, there is a very real reason other than lack of morality that would persuade Trump to maybe not pick RFK Jr. for anything. And it's because affairs cannot get a security clearance at higher level government appointment jobs because they can be used as blackmail. Lust demons. What are you gonna do?
They'll get you. They'll certainly get you. I love that Trump is in a position where he can be like, that guy's sexual history is a problem.
I know.
Seems ridiculous. Although it does, if I had to guess who's had more affairs, it's now looking like RFK Jr. I'm not saying that Trump doesn't want it. I just think that the Kennedy name draws more desperate people than the Trump name, and Trump is way too lazy to hook up with 3 women in one day. But I feel mostly sorry for Cheryl. I feel pretty sorry for some of these women who all they wanted was to create a world where more kids got measles. And instead they got wrapped up in this whole thing. They just wanted more kids to get needlessly sick while they hump a dude who looks like a microwave baseball mitt. They lead weird lives. I don't understand most people in American politics. I honestly don't. You know why I do this job? Because at the end of every day, I think, I'm liking my life, actually. I like my choices.
Totally. I totally know what you mean. So RFK Jr. denies all of these romantic relationships. We'll see how it plays out. I'm sure that there's going to be follow-up stories to this.